Okay. Is it?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, okay. Just 1 minute. Sorry, everybody, if we haven't started yet talking. I'm just doing the final touches here. Okay. Now we're finally ready. Where are my notes? That's 100% ready. It's fine, right? Streamers do this all the time, right? Sometimes, like when they start, they take a little while to get ready, right, Fabi? I mean, I practice.
Yes.
Don't worry, dude. So how many people we got? Oh yeah, I have to send it to our friends as well. The last touch. All right. Let me do a little clap for when I have to edit the audio. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hi, how's it going, everybody? Good evening. My name's Adara, and welcome back to the L.A.I.N podcast. Today is episode 2. So today we are going to start discussing the best anime that there are out there from an artistic perspective. So we're going to discuss it as art. We're going to discuss how good it is from an art perspective, writing perspective, like visual, directing, everything that is considered art. We're going to start it talking about it that way. And my name is Adara. I am your host, and with me I have my
Co-host Roxanne.
my lovely co-host Proxen. Yeah. I was going to introduce you as my lovely co-host. You see how it is. So we have Proxen. Again, so I am the YouTube writer, entertainer, and we have Proxen, who has been doing
art for quite a while.
I see how it is. All right, so we're going to discuss anime today. We're actually going to do this last episode. However, we did not have the chance because we already did, it was getting late. It was the first episode, so we decided to leave it for today. So, both of us have written 10 anime that we consider masterpieces, at least I wrote 10 anime. I'm guessing from the look of my co-host that he was not able to succeed at that task.
I didn't do my homework.
You didn't do your homework, Mr. Proxen. And now you're drinking. I see. Hashtag non-sponsored, alcohol-free beer. How's the beer, dude? Is it good cheap?
It's like water.
Why are you drinking it?
It's water with beer taste, okay?
It's bread tasting water.
You could say that.
All right. So we wrote, we have at least more than 10 anime to discuss because a lot of the anime that I put here, my co host has seen. Not all of it, but he has seen a lot of it. So
Stop looking at my notes.
I'm not even looking, dude. It's just my eyes happen to go that direction, dude. Anyways, so my dearest co-host, would you like to start or should I?
The ladies first.
Ladies first, I see. So I'm going to go from my like I put my top 3 favorite anime of all time here because biased. But I mean, there are my favorite 3 of all time for a reason, right? Because I consider them to be masterpieces. Um, so I'm gonna talk about those last. So I'm just going in backwards order. So I'm going to start with Dokyuse, which is my number 10 here, even though it's not necessarily in order. But anyways, so Dokyuse is an anime that you have watched, right, Fabi?
I did.
Yes, you did, dude. We watched it when did we watch it, dude? We watched it fuck. I had a brain fart for a second. Remember that Boys Love anime that we watched? The one about the guy with the blonde hair and the one with the black hair with glasses. It's called Classmates. It was 1 hour long.
A long time ago.
It wasn't that long ago, maybe a year ago.
Yeah, I don't know if I barely remember it.
All right, we could put a little trailer of it, mayhaps in here to show our viewers what's playing. For those who are just listening to the podcast, we're going to show a little trailer of it. So yeah, let's test this out. It's the first time we're doing this, so let's see how good it works. Dokyuse. DOUKYU. KY. UU. Yeah.
Not the full movie.
Yeah, but the full movie, it doesn't show up. The first result is anime trailer. All right,
This
go.
one?
Yeah.
The movie trailer.
Yes.
Okay, let me see. How does this work? Okay. I hope it's invisible. It is. Okay.
Gucci? All right.
Yikes.
What? Oh no, it's covering the whole screen. Oh well, it's fun. First time for everything. We're still getting used to it. There we go.
Let's see if the sound isn't good.
We gotta make the video full screen. Yeah, like the YouTube video that's playing right now.
こいつお歌なんか歌ってらんねってか
Covering our faces. Dude. Just click the full screen.
Yeah.
見てやろ
Oh
これから
no.
歌
Oh well. I guess you're covered now. At least my beautiful face still shows up. I mean, live and learn. So, as you can see, well, I guess I'll stay quiet for a bit so that I don't know how loud the audio is from the video.
どうしたんだよ急に早く戻れって原先心配するぞなんで
Do you
原先
remember
生
it
が
now?
出てくるんだ
You remember it,
だ
right?
って俺お前のこと好きになっちゃったみたいな感じなんだもん
Alright, so very, very good stuff. This is my favorite BL anime of all time. It's very heartwarming and wholesome, as well as you might guess, like the relationship between these two dudes who are classmates, and they met in their school, which is a all-boys school. So you know, they fell in love, and it's like an 1 hour movie. It's super short, but it's very sweet. Today I actually finished writing a script for my anime channel, where I'm going to be talking about all the yaoi I've seen. But this one, I left this one out because I wanted to do a very special video just for this one. So I do plan to review just this one, and to me, but you're going to get a sneak peek of my thoughts on this anime, which is like I said, it's my favorite BL of all time because it's such a sincere story. It's a very pure story. Not only is it pure and innocent, but it's also realistic in the sense that it's a story that you can see, even though it's like fictional, like in the sense of like a little slightly dramatic at times. It feels very real and very raw in the sense of the characters and their personalities feel very realistic. These look and feel like and act like characters that you actually see in your everyday life. You actually see these people every day, like the extroverted cool guy that likes rock, but he's actually also smart. He's not just some jerk, you know, who's just about rock and roll. Like, he loves rock and roll, right? But he's also genuinely smart and charismatic and kind. And we have this nerdy, introverted bookworm who doesn't really have a lot of friends, and his entire life was studying, and that's all he ever did. But slowly, with this character, he started to hang out with him a lot, and this started to form a friendship for the first time, which led up to his first love as well. And the anime is all about how they support each other and love each other, and their difficulties because of lack of communication. But in the end, does it work out? Does it not work out? I'll leave it to you guys to find out. I don't want to spoil that, because it's really, really wonderful. It's a wonderful show. It's a wonderful movie. And I'm not sure if there's manga for it. I do hope there is manga for it, but I'm not 100% sure. And yeah, so what are your thoughts on it, Praxen? Did you like it?
I think it was fine. I mean, I can't really remember much of it.
You can't.
I mean, I seen the trailer reminded me of, yes, I have seen that, but I don't really know anymore what happened. I only know that, like, if it's accurate, that one dude was always running away and the other was like trying to
catch up to him.
Catch up or some shit. And
yeah, that is accurate. Yeah.
I mean, besides that, the art style is unique, I think. Not quite my taste, but they do a good job, like with that being unique. Like, for I don't know, like the animation is on the trailer, the running, and like there are multiple kinds of animation that are like look not real, but fit in with the style.
It has like that sketchy and unpolished, unfinished feel to it, right?
Yeah.
And that's actually a style that I very much like, that you're particularly not a fan of, because to you, like, you like very clean art. Is that right?
Yes.
Would you
I
talk
do.
talk a little bit more about that? Why do you not like this kind of art?
I mean, I like it, but it has to fit what's happening in the scene. For example, if it's like a really, I don't know, rough battle scene where like a lot is happening, it's like a lot of violence and stuff, it makes sense for me to make the art, the animation more rough, more dark in that sense. It looks more aggressive. And I mean, for that anime, it's a bit sketchy, the animation, the style, but it's like I don't know. It's like a nice sketchy. Like everything looks nice, like dreamy. I feel like almost like a dream. Um, from the style, like that's the vibes I get from.
So, would you agree that it's aesthetically pleasing, just not your style?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, yeah, because it's actually really interesting that you think that, because we watched the first Kizu no Monogatari movie together the other day, and the Kizu no Monogatari movie, which is from the Monogatari series, also has that sketchy art style. At least the movie trilogy has that sketchy art style where it looks sketchy and unfinished, but it feels very stylized, and that it's stylized according to the energy and style and vibe of the story, which makes it actually feel beautiful, at least to me. Do you want to put like a trailer for the Kizumonogatari, the first one, or if there's like a trailer for the trilogy for our viewers to look at, so they have an idea? Because a lot of what we're going to talk about, no, it's K. Wow, okay. Kiso Musunatari. Not that at all. I like that Hamilton is like Hamilton is like the second search.
Okay, right then.
Okay, Kisu Monogatari, spell Mono. Yeah, there we go. You got it. There we go. Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, it's the first one. So Kisu no Monogatari is, well, let's watch a bit, right?
そう警戒するなよ。元気いいな。何かいいことでもあったのかい。
やっと追いついた。歩くの早いんだね、荒垣くん。
嘘じゃろ。
Boobies.
助けてくれんのか。
Don't judge me. All right. Yeah. So that's the trailer for the first Kizu no Monogatari movie. And Kizu no Monogatari is a trilogy of films from a manga slash anime series called the Monogatari series, which is one of my favorite animes as well. One of the biggest aspects to me that makes this anime so great is the art. Like, these three movies is the only part of the series that incorporates 3D with 2D and has this particular style. But the entire series does have a little bit of that sketchy feeling to it. That feeling that the backgrounds feel unfinished, that feel very simplistic. But the style for the story and the vibe that it sets, it fits very, very well with the whole thing. which is why I like it. It actually has a lot of episodes. The Kisumonogatari is a very complex story to get into. I've always told Proxan that he's the Fate fan, and I'm the I'm the Monogatari series fan, right?
Yeah.
Because the one thing that they have in common is the fact that they're told not chronologically. What's the word for not unchronological? Is that a word?
I don't know.
I hope that's a word. Unchronologically, they're both told unchronologically. So much that the first episodes, anime-wise and manga-wise, to show up online was the Bakemonogatari series, which is like you think bake, like you think baka, right? Like stupid stories. Like no, it's bake, which is like Bakemon, which is monster stories, right? So it tells the stories of the one of the main girls. For like, I guess main girl is subjective for the Monogatari series because every arc has a main girl. Like they put like a lot of focus, but anyway, I would say one of the most popular girls, which is Senjo Gahara. It starts with her. Everything starts with her, but not really chronologically. Just how the story starts with her. And it talks about how she is there. She has a spiritual monster inside her. Then we see other characters with spiritual monsters, etc. But the general story is filled with characters that are monsters, right? But and like considering like the main character is half vampire, and the main main female character is a vampire who turned him into a vampire. But she's a full vampire, right? And so yeah, it is a story. Like there are like a lot of little stories that you put together chronologically yourself, through research and just by watching. So it's a little bit of a puzzle if you don't know what you're getting yourself into, right? However, you can figure it out. I feel like you can figure it out a lot easier than the Fate chronological order. So the Monogatari series, it has like maybe 150 episodes so far, the entire story. And I always talk about this series as a whole because I just feel like you can't rate this anime. Like in general, I feel like you can't rate anime by the parts. For example, my favorite anime is, I don't know, Konosuba. You can't just say, it's Konosuba season 2. Like you should say it's the whole thing because it's one story. So I really like the Monogatari series because of, the beautiful art style. The characters are all wonderful. I genuinely like all the girls. Unfortunately, I don't like Senjo Gahara. I think she's kind of a bitch. No offense to any Senjo Gahara fans, because she is the best girl to a lot of guys. But like, she's the kind of tsundere that I don't like. Do you have any thoughts on tsunderes, Praxan? Do you like tsunderes? Do you remember what a tsundere is?
Tell me again.
Tsundere is that girl who is like super like bipolar in the sense of like she's gonna kick your ass and she will destroy your bloodline, but then she has those moments that she's like, oh,
I know.
Yeah. So how do you feel about those?
Yeah, Rin is best girl.
Rin.
Mm-hmm.
Rin from ReZero or no?
Fate.
Ah, so there is okay, so there is a tsundere in
Fate.
Fate.
Is like, I don't know if she's the original tsundere, but
I mean,
tsundere.
I feel like the original tsundere would be Taiga from Toradora. That would be considered the original. Have you ever seen Toradora? I don't know, right?
Maybe I've seen art, but I don't know.
The because like I don't know if you know, but the stereotype for the tsundere is a lolly, right, with long hair, right, who's very very aggressive. Like usually like tsunderes are lollies, but not always. Senjo Gahara is not a lolly, definitely not, and she's also very different from the normal tsundere, right? But anyways, like to me, best girl is Tsubasa. Will always be Tsubasa. I love Tsubasa so much, and I feel like she deserved more than what she got in the series. But anyway, so yeah, very very good anime overall, And like, if you're willing to have a little bit of patience to figure out the puzzles of the Monogatari series, I would watch it. One other thing that's really good about it is the dialogue. This series is extremely dialogue heavy, very very dialogue heavy. And as a writer, I really really appreciate that shit. The manga specifically has so many Easter eggs, every left and right, and the anime as well. There's like random pieces of dialogue. That's just like cherry on top of the cake. It's just beautiful. But yeah, overall, excellent. Visually, excellent. Writing, excellent. Characters. Araragi-kun is one of my husbandos. Definitely 10 out of 10. Very good show. All right, moving on. Let's go with Fate, dude. I rambled a lot about my side of the story, which is the Monogatari. Now it's your turn to geek out about your favorite anime.
Yeah, that's the Fate series.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, with Fate, there's like a lot of movies, series that are shit. Other ones are extremely good, and I really like those. So, for example, I wouldn't recommend Fate Stay Night too much, since like the writing and the selection of scenes, like the screenwriting is not that good. It gets kind of boring at times, and yeah. So my favorite is which one is my favorite? I would say Fate Unlimited Blade Works, which is like, you have to understand that with Fate you have like multiple movies, and it's not that hard to get into it. You have to understand the concept of Fate.
Okay, and what's the concept of Fate?
You have like a mage that is summoning a servant,
Okay.
and only mages can fight in the Holy Grail War.
Okay.
And the Holy Grail War is like Fortnite, like
Soccer, it's Fortnite.
or
I
like
see.
the Hunger Games.
Okay.
Like one single
Winner.
mage survives with or without servant, and they win basically the Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail will fulfill, I don't know, their wish.
It's like Dragon Ball, but
Not
like
necessarily.
like it's fighting to the death. But like with Dragon Ball, you have to find the 7 balls.
Yeah, but there you fight like a battle royale for the Holy Grail.
for the wish, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like every series, every movie is basically this concept, but maybe with different characters or a different alternative timeline universe. So it's simple, like, to get into it. It's like with different characters. If you watch one, you can watch the other because you know the basics. Like, you have the mage, like I said, you have him summoning a servant, and the battle, and the winner at the end. So it's quite simple, actually.
Okay.
And there are like these 3 main movies. Fate Stay Night, which was the first one. It focuses on Emiya. He's the protagonist. Like, it focuses more on him.
So
like,
is he the protagonist forever or just in this
just
movie?
in Fate Stay Night.
Okay.
I mean, in the series. I will come to that. Yeah, it focuses more on Emiya, and the whole movie portrays like his perspective of the storyline. And there are like 2 other movies, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, which focuses on Rin, and the third one is Heavensfield, Fate Heavensfield. They made 3 movies out of that, which focuses on Sakura. And so that's like one pack of the Fate thingies. Then you have like of Fate, you have like the different.
So you start with those 3 movies, or?
No, you can start wherever you want, basically.
Okay.
But there's those 3 movies, like with the 3 main characters, is like a whole more written out, a whole more to get out of than the other movies. The other movies only explain one perspective, and that's it, and the other one explains how the story would go if this character would be the protagonist, basically. So if Rin would be the protagonist, or Emiya, or whatever, yeah? And yeah, so and get to it, like obviously the older ones like Fate Stay Night are like from the art standpoint not so good, and that's why Fate Unlimited Blade Work and Heaven's Feel are my favorite. I mean, they put a lot of work, a lot of money, I think, for the animation of those movies, since they, I think, even are 60 FPS animated movies, crystal clear, sharp graphics. It's amazing. I don't know, like I can only recommend, like if you like to look at gorgeous animations, like crisp clear animations.
It's eye candy.
It's eye candy. It's like they can even implement like 3D elements. Like you often they are like sticking out. Like you can immediately spot a 3D element in an animation. And there it's like, I mean, you can tell maybe, but it's like so well hidden, and like it feels normal. It feels natural, right? And I really like that. I also think like Unlimited Blade Works is much more engaging. Like it keeps your attention, and yeah. So
Unlimited Blade Works is a movie or a series? Sorry.
it's a movie. It's a movie. I think they made a series out of it and a movie.
Oh, okay. Not
And
confusing at all.
no, because they did like they redo it because I think it wasn't like they could do it better.
And did they do the series first or the movie?
Which
Which came first, the series or the movie? That's the question that we've asked ourselves.
I think the movie is the later one because it's better, right?
Do you want to show us a bit of animation from that?
I can look it up. Also, like I said, the whole Fate package thingy is like you have the Fate Stay Night series, not series but package. Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works, and Heaven's Feel. Then you have Fate Apocrypha, which is a standalone series. I think 2 seasons, 24, 25 episodes in all. It's a standalone. You can watch that and understand it. You can start at Fate Zero, which is also really good. Like you can only watch Fate Zero and you know everything about the Fate universe basically. Like, but Fate Zero, for example, is interesting because it plays before the main series. Story-wise, timeline-wise, right?
How many episodes does Fate Zero have?
Also 2 seasons, 25 episodes. And there are like
Wait, 2 seasons, 25 episodes total?
Yeah, total.
Ah, okay.
And there are like another spin-off series, like I don't like them too much. Partially I haven't seen them because they don't spark my interest, and like the Grand Order ones, there are the ones from spin-offs of the gacha game. They are like, I mean, nice but poorly produced. They don't have this this quality. They have like the 30 or 25 FPS, 25 frame animation, and looks really choppy compared to the other one. So it's like low quality product compared to the other movies. But then I get like they put a lot of more money into the others, but they have the money.
We're looking for right now for a trailer that shows like the animation really well. For
I
Fate.
don't know which trailer is good.
Then go eeny, meeny, miny.
I mean this one, but it's English dub.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine if it's English dub. That helps. Like, I think it's easier for everybody to follow.
Everything from Aniplex.
Aniplex.
A lot of this.
Oh, that's not a lot. It's just 319.
It's all very murky, but the only thing I remember of that day 10 years ago is that it was hot, and that I couldn't breathe, and that I was trying to save someone, but that someone ended up dying. Is it greedy for me to wish for an outcome in this life where everyone is saved and shares their happiness with others? This is so frustrating. I can't figure it out. How am I gonna become a hero of justice? Oh my god. What the hell are you?
My sword will henceforth be at your side. Your fate is now my fate. Our pact is now sealed. I'm your servant, Saber. I have come in response to your summons. Your order, Master.
You ought to be rejoicing, boy. The wish in your heart will at last come true.
I'll kill him. I'm not going to show any mercy on him if he doesn't understand that. You got it? It's time, Father. The battle I've spent the last 10 years preparing for will begin in the next day or so. This time, it's my Holy Grail War.
Then I will call you Rean. Yes, the sound of it suits you perfectly.
I take it this means that he is the seventh.
Right here and right now, show me what you've got!
It's a servant!
Time to kill you, von Einsburg.
Shiro, get back!
The last thing I want is to get in a fight with you!
It doesn't matter if you don't want to fight. Now say your prayers, Shiro!
Ready or not, I shall come to take your life!
Saber!
You need to decide right
the
here and
animation
now if
looks
you will
really, really
participate
good.
in the Holy Grail War. Shiro
Pause
Emiya.
it now? Okay. So, Fate. Yeah, the animation looks very, very pretty, but I have a question. Like, how do you even, how do the mages control the tools? What are they called? I forgot.
The servants.
The servants, yeah.
They basically have like artifact of known heroes, like Arthur, for example. Like, I don't know, like his sword, or like a piece of cloth, for example, from Alexander the Great.
Which is a woman in the show.
Like Arthur, yes. And it doesn't represent reality, okay?
Yeah, but like that doesn't make any.
It's their own spin-off on hero characters.
Yeah, but why not
But
call it
also-
Alexandra the Great then?
No, Alexander is mayor. I mean, you mean Arthur for Saber.
So Saber's a man.
In real life, he's a man.
Yeah, but he's a woman in the show.
Yes,
Yeah,
but like in this universe, he's a woman, because in Fate Grand Order, for example, there's a spin-off of him as a man as well.
Okay.
So there are like I don't know. In this case, that character got summoned as a woman. Okay.
Why are they called Saber?
Because it's the Saber class.
Ah.
So they call him, because when they summon a servant, they have a true name, and that's the name of who they are, right? Like for Saber, it's King Arthur. So the mages call in battle, they call the class names. They call the servants the class names. So the opponent doesn't know the true name of their servant, and with that revealing, like, I don't know, like
Their abilities?
their abilities, like not to say abilities, but their strength or weaknesses, stuff like that.
I see.
And so basically they summon them. They try to focus to summon this specific character, because I don't know, because they know, okay, their personality could match my goal, right? They have to summon someone that wants the same thing as them, because if they summon something completely different, it's gonna be difficult, because that servant has his own goal. And if you watch the Fate series, like, that also appears, that also happens to some characters, that they summon something that has his own goal, like the complete opposite than the mage himself. So The mage is only able to summon the servant when the Holy Grail appears, which is I think every 7 years or something. He gets a mage mark on his hand, which consists of 3 parts, and those are command seals, I think. So the command seals, when they use a command seal on the servant has to obey this command seal. They cannot refuse to this. So usually the mage asks for something like go battle or defend me or something like that, right? And the servant will do so. And if the mage, for example, I don't know, like asks for something like kill those people, and the servant is like, I don't know, like a good person, he will say, no, I won't do that because that's not my philosophy, right? But the mage could use the command seal, one of his command seals, and the servant has no other choice than kill those people.
That's so sad.
And if those 3 seals are away, like if they use up all 3 seals, he loses control of the servant, basically. And I think, I'm not sure anymore how it was, but I think like then the contract is cut, it's broken, and the servant will disappear when his magic energy is consumed, then he will disappear. So if a mage uses his command seals, all of his command seals, he probably lost the battle.
I see.
And yeah, and also like a mage can win the Holy Grail without a servant.
So what about the series do you love so much?
Oh, it's a. I think it's the fact that they use. I don't know, like figures or characters from our history, like heroes. I don't know, like I said, Alexander the Great,
But you
Hercules, or
but-
Heracles in that case.
But Heracles is Greek philosophy.
Yeah, they
he
use-
didn't exist.
Yeah, they also use philosophy, philosophy.
Mythology.
Yeah, mythology.
Ah.
Characters.
Okay.
And yeah,
So, but you're not like, you don't like period pieces or anything like that.
period pieces.
A period piece is like, I don't know, a movie about a historical period in time.
Oh, I like those.
You do?
I do. But yeah, I don't know. I just like about Fate that they implement those characters. I like that you can like read about the lore of this character, which I don't know, sparks interest into history itself, because you're gonna look up, oh, who was this person in real life? You're going to go on Wikipedia and read the actual history of that character, right? So
Are they the exact same, or do
not-
they have a few differences?
they have a few differences from appearance. I don't know about
Obviously
story-wise.
appearance,
Yeah.
but like,
Story-wise, I'm not sure, because I for myself, like I never went on the, I don't know, like wiki, like fan wiki, where I could read about the character. I always went on the normal wiki to read about the historical, like what's based on that character, right?
so you learned a lot from Fate, you could say.
Yeah, like about those
History.
history figures, and I don't know, and I really like. I don't know why. Usually, I'm not a fan of this whole battle royale thing, but I like this one because it's a team, and there are no certain rules in a sense. Like you can team up and all that, and I don't know. I just think it's a really nice concept that can go on and on and on and on and on.
Forever.
Basically.
Forever.
And I don't know, it's always nice to see like characters you never heard of, because it's not part of your culture, right? But part of other people's culture.
For example?
I don't know, for example,
Astolfo.
no, I mean, yeah, could use him. He is like part of the French culture, right? Of French history.
So who was Astolfo?
I think
The real
he
Astolfo.
was like, I'm not sure about the name. I think his name was a bit different.
Astolfolinho.
No, I think
Lea
Astol-
Astolfo.
maybe as Alphonse or something like that.
Alphonse.
And he was like one of the knights of Charles Megan. I can't pronounce the name. It's like it's a French king house in Paris, and he was like one of those knights, one of those 12 knights or something like that. It's like the Round Table in England. So I didn't know that French also had like this story about those knights, because there are multiple characters from those from this table also in there. So. Or for example Gilgamesh, which is to say like the first king ever, like the first king there was that
Ever in the history of the universe,
of
or
mankind, yeah.
of mankind?
Yeah, like in Fate he is like always referred as King of Kings.
And what king was he from? Where was he from?
He was king of Uruk.
Where's Uruk?
In Iran.
Iran.
That's like I think, I don't know, like 4000 BC or something like that. It's like the first empire ever, basically. It's like really, really old history, like before Babylonian culture, stuff like that. So there's also really old historical information in there, which is really nice to see from all cultures, and that's why I like Fate.
Aw, that's nice. It's really, really cool. All right, you've rambled about Fate. Now it's my turn again. Let's see what we have here. A Silent Voice. That's one you haven't watched. So, A Silent Voice, you've never heard of it before I told you about it, right? And that also includes Kim no Nawa, which is your name. I remember, like, the first time I told you about your name, like, I was like, have you seen Your Name? And I'm like, my name what, dude? It happens a lot.
I've seen, like, the promotional art and stuff like that. I think maybe, like, a little small trailer or, like, the scene. Is there the scene where this girl rides the bicycle and gets, like, hit by a train or something like that? Or almost hit by a train?
No.
Okay, then it's something different.
Yeah, do you want to put it on? Maybe you're confusing that. Hit by a train, I have no idea. Maybe you're talking about a girl through time. I think.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Kimi no Na. No. A Silent Voice. Alright. Official trailer. Absolutely adore this piece. Beautiful movie, beautiful, beautiful. Very, really schön. There we go. Very, very beautiful movie. Oof! So, A Silent Voice is about, if you could guess, what do you think it's about? Let's make this more interesting. What do you think it's about, just by looking?
About a deaf girl.
Very good, Fabi. I mean, I
The
mean,
dude who is trying to get her attention or something like that.
all right, get her attention. That's what you think. And why do you think he's trying to get her attention?
Because that's what the trailer showed.
Mm-hmm. But in like, you think he's in love with her, or what? Why is he trying to get her attention?
I guess.
In love with her.
It's a love movie.
Oh, okay. So, yes, there is romance to this movie, but it's a very, very like deep underground part of the movie. The more important thing about this movie is you could say it's a story about redemption. So I'm going to try to be as vague as I possibly can because I know you don't like spoilers for anything. If I tell you, so fun fact about Proxon, everybody. If I tell him that somebody farts in a movie, he's gonna get mad at me. It's like, now I know that they fart, dude. Now it's gonna suck because I already know that they fart. Spoiler, dude. Just kidding, man. Anyway, so the movie is about the death girl, right? And this boy, right? And in a vague way, it's about the relationship, right? And how it develops, what it was before, like as children, what it became in the future. And this movie is good, I think, because it's one of the first medias that I've saw that tackled so much on themes that related to suicide and suicide. It's like, well, like it's a mental health, right?
Okay, that's dark.
Yeah, no, I know it's dark, but the movie is actually very, very beautiful. Like even if it has these dark subjects, right? Because like you said, oh, it's dark, right? So it's like it's not everybody that can have that's able to write about these themes so well. It's not everybody that's able to tackle these subjects well, right? But this movie just does it so perfectly. From the writing in this movie is excellent. There's also a manga for this, and a lot of people say that the manga is better, right? But I think that I'm not a manga reader, but I think that this movie did very well. Like it stands up on its own. There are parts of it that I don't like. There are characters that I don't like because, I'm sure that in the manga they were very more well developed, right? They were more well developed in the manga. Probably that's why I don't like them, but I think like you can only do so much in a movie, right? Yeah. So I feel like if you watch this movie, I think you would like it. Anybody, right? Who has the courage and is not faint of heart to watch something that tackles with these very deep subjects. Me, who has always been an advocate for mental health, is always encouraging people to go to therapy and take care of their mental health and things like that. I feel like this movie is just very important. I can't, in my mind, I just cannot think about a movie that talked about mental health as well as this movie did, without being extremely corny or just, I don't know, just lame. Like I think this movie is breathtaking in the emotional aspects. It really tugs up your heartstring, which is like, it's what thing is interesting about this movie. I didn't cry. I wanted to cry so bad, like I was feeling like super emotional, but it has happened to me, right? That I've seen many anime shows or stuff that I felt it. I felt it so deep, but I didn't cry, and this was one of them. But the fact that I don't think it matters that I shed tears or not. Tears are just H2O coming out of your eyeballs, like what matters is that you feel regardless of you crying or not. It's just fuck, this movie's good. This is a great movie. I kind of want to watch it again now that I'm talking about it. You want to watch it with me? You want to watch it with me? Oh. I think you would like it. I think you would like You like because before I met you, you weren't that much big into mental health. Like you didn't think that it was such an important aspect of your life, but things changed. And like, what do you feel about that subject in media? If you've ever seen that subject in media.
I don't know. It's sad, and I don't really want to be confronted with it.
So
I
sad.
don't know, it makes me feel sad and bad, and I don't
Right.
know. I want to entertain myself.
Right. No, but that's something very interesting to talk about, right? Because I feel like the stories that are melancholic and have that sad beauty to it are something that's a 50-50 coin split,
Yeah.
right?
Some are really nice. Oh, it depends on the person, I guess, who like how it touches the person, right? So
How do these things usually touch you? These things bother you, right?
no, it really depends on how the story is told.
Can you give us some examples?
No, like, I don't know. Like sometimes, like really stupid small stories, like touch me more than something like that, right?
Like an hour and a half movie.
Yeah.
We watched. We could talk about it, right? Why not? We watched the first movie we ever watched together was "I Want to Eat Your Pancreas." You remember that,
Yeah.
right? So that was the first movie we've ever watched together. So you probably hear the title "I Want to Eat Your Pancreas," right? And you're like, "What the fuck is that? Is that a zombie movie?" Nah, no, it's not. Nothing gruesome like that. It's about a girl who has uh, pancreas disease, and the only person who knows is like a nerd from her school that she doesn't talk to. But because he finds out because he reads her diary called "Living with Death" by accident, and basically she binds himself to him. It's like, oh, you're the only one who knows. Oh, I guess we're friends now. We're going to be friends now, regardless of what you want or not. But we're going to be fucking friends because I need to talk about the fact that I'm dying with somebody, and I don't want to tell my friends because I don't want to make them sad. And it's like that was an emotional movie that we watched, right? Do you want to talk about that one a little bit further?
I don't know. It was sad.
It was sad,
I don't
man.
want to think about it.
Yeah, I don't want to think about the sadness, man.
No.
Cause I remember I cried. I cried with that one. I cried with "I Want to Eat Your Pancreas," but you were like, suck. And it was like, I see. it was a little bit awkward, not gonna lie. But yeah. So you don't like, you would say mental health is important overall,
Yeah.
right? It's very important to take care. But when it comes to art, things that touch you emotionally, you tend to stay away from because
Not necessarily. Like
emotionally in the sad sense, right? In emotional.
no, like for example, I loved. I think considered one of the best like short movies that Blizzard made. For example, Honor and Glory is a Overwatch short cinematic, and it's like a little cliche, sad story, and I don't know. I really like it.
What's
somehow.
it about?
Oh, it's about it's the story of Reinhard. It's like he's like a soldier in a special force called Overwatch, right? And it's like his story.
Nothing to do with Overwatch the game, though. I hope.
It does.
Oh, okay.
Like it's like his background story of that character, how he became a member of this of the squad, right? Which is like I don't know. It's a cliche, but I really like it. I don't know. You have to watch it. I don't want
What
to spoil it. That's why don't want to talk too much about it.
What are the themes that make it sad?
The themes that makes it sad. Regret, I would say.
Regret. I see. Ah, okay, that's a good theme. Yeah, you could do a lot with regret. I mean, this movie is a lot about
like
regret as well.
Regret and fault.
Yeah, That too. Coincidentally, this movie is also a lot about regret and fault, right? Let's just say one of the characters blames themselves a lot because they feel guilty about something very cruel that they did. And they have to live with it for years. And they can do nothing about it. So, yeah, but this story you enjoyed because why do you think that is? Because it was short?
Yeah, now that's the thing. Like I enjoyed Overwatch, the game, right? But now it's shit. Like I don't know, I don't like Overwatch anymore because I don't like the gameplay. Like, let's put it like that. But I still love the short movies because they have like, it's like a 1 hour Pixar movie in 10 minutes basically. And I don't know, like you don't need to know anything about those characters. It's going to be told in the story, and that's it. It's like nice and short and tells about the character and brings like a nice message.
It captivates your attention. Like you don't get distracted because it's short.
Yeah, it's like on YouTube you can see like all those short movies, right?
Yeah.
Which some are really ugly.
Yeah.
Or you're like, what the fuck was that? And it's like basically one of those, but really good.
Yeah.
Because it was produced by a bigger studio, right? It was by one person or like a small studio.
Fun curiosity fact, like Blizzard is a gaming company, correct?
Yeah.
Then who makes the animations? Blizzard?
Blizzard.
But they're a gaming company. Do they have like a sister company that focuses just on animating, like these films?
That I don't know, but I know that Blizzard has been making animations since Warcraft 2, I think. That's like, I don't know, 20 years ago or something like that.
Wow.
And they started with live action animations for the games, trailer for the games, which look really nice. And I mean, it doesn't represent what the game actually looks like because it doesn't look like the live action thingamajig animation, right? But for Overwatch they went with the game art style, which looks like a Disney or Pixar animated movie.
That's good, yeah.
So good shit.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Alright, so let's move on. Let me think if I want to ask anything. No, it's okay. Alright, let's move on. You give us now a movie or anime wise or series to talk about.
I mean, I have mentioned it last time.
Okay.
It's still one of my favorite anime movies.
Okay.
And it's Red.Line.
Right, yeah. You really like Red.Line. But do you feel like there is something that you didn't say about Red.Line last episode?
I mean, I can recap basically. It's, like I said, a racing anime. It's about this character that basically lives for it's his passion to win or to drive races. It's like futuristic. It's like a bit like Star Wars pod racers or something like that. But yeah, and he got like inspired to do this. And it's about, I would say it's romance, it's about following your dreams, it's about accepting that sometimes you need help and sometimes other need help and you have to help. It's like
want to show us a clip so
I
that
can show you the trailer.
Yeah. This is a it's actually much well animated than I thought it would be, because you said that it was an old movie, right?
I don't even know when it came out. Wow.
Oh, this count is. Oh no.
Yeah. No, so basically that movie, I don't know how old it is. 2010, at least 10 years old.
Okay.
And so it's fully hand animated. The vehicles? Vehicles, that's how you pronounce it. Vehicles. It's all hand animated, no 3D shit in there.
You really hate 3D in anime, right?
No,
Wanna rant about that a bit?
No, I don't know. It's just it takes my immersion away. It's like popping out. It's like it's taking all attention from the scene. I feel like this 3D.
Really?
Like not in a good sense, in a bad sense. It's like popping out. Like it's not implemented. It's like sticking out, and I hate that.
I
It's
think
like like you watch those old cartoons, and then you have like on the background like the shitty drawn door, and you know this door is gonna move. They're gonna interact with that door because it's shitty, right? And it's something like that basically.
I see. That's interesting. I mean, I think it's so interesting that you think 3D pops out so much. Like, because like to me, it pops out if it's just 3D, right? Obviously, because it's the only animation. But if you mix 2D with 3D, like the Kizuno Monogatari movies that we were watching, you didn't like that movie, right? You willingly sat through the whole thing because you wanted to be nice and give it a chance.
I mean, I would appreciate it much more if they didn't put this 3D stuff in there.
Exactly.
If it would be all
2D
drawn,
yeah.
I would be okay. I'm gonna watch that, but this 3D, like, it triggers me.
Exactly. So yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. So there are anime out there that are like the Kizuno Monogatari movies that have 2D and 3D implemented, and the kind of 3D that is implemented in Kizuno Monogatari to me does not pop out. Like
no, I say it's very good implemented.
Yeah.
But I still don't like it.
No, but like you noticed it a lot, right?
Yeah.
The first time that I watched those three movies, I didn't notice there was 3D in it. I was so focused on the faces of the characters, which are so beautifully drawn. Like those colors, they're so. To me, like I find those colors so. So spicy meatball. Beautiful colors. I was so focused on those faces that I didn't notice the 3D at all.
Yeah, so basically, about Red.Line, it's like a very unique animation style, which I really like. It goes like I would compare it like with JoJo. It goes in this direction with the art style. They like the anime has heavy lines, stuff like that. It has like I don't know, like the sense of speed. Like the artist, I always forget his name though.
There's an artist in the movie.
No, the artist who has
drawn
the
okay.
keyframes and stuff like
wait,
that.
Wait, there's only one person?
No, like one person directs and draws the keyframe, and then you have the animators who animates all that, right?
Okay.
And like his sense of like how to show speed, like in an image, it's like, I mean, it's an artistic choice how to do it, but in this case it looks really good. I feel like it's like it captures high speed in a sense of like it's not how do you say, not slow. It's like this force. I don't know. They know how to make that with the foreshortening and stuff like that. Another anime that does this well is, for example, One Piece. They do that as well a lot with like foreshortening and like weird as angles to maximize the emotion or the message of the situation, the mood, right? And that and Red.Line does that a lot with speed and momentum, stuff like that.
So we're talking old One Piece or new One Piece? Like we're talking like before the 2-year timestamp or the after the 2?
I just know that One Piece has those like.
But today or before?
I don't know. I only know that One Piece had those.
Okay.
Where they like, or at least the manga, I don't know if the anime does, like, where you have like extreme
So you've
foreshortening.
read the One Piece manga?
Only a couple ones.
Okay.
Like extreme foreshortening,
Mm-hmm.
and this movie does overdo it a bit,
Mhm.
but to an extent to show the velocity stuff like that. What I also really like is the composition of music with the animation.
Mm-hmm.
It's very nice.
Mm-hmm. So this movie was animated frame by frame.
Yeah, traditionally, by Madhouse.
Okay. And you're saying that only one dude drew every
No,
single...
not one dude.
Okay.
It's like one directed, and you have like a whole animation team behind him.
Mm-hmm. No, but-
Budget was like they underestimated the amount of work
Mm-hmm.
because usually you'll save a lot of time putting 3D elements, but they went without, right? And like Madhouse almost went bankrupt with that movie because it also flopped. I don't know, like I think at the same time the movie came out, something else was more popular, and so the people like, I don't know, like
What was
overlooked Red
popular in 2010? Sword Art Online came out in 2012, so it couldn't have been that. Yeah, no
I don't
idea.
know.
No.
I think Beyond Ghibli, for example, talks about it as well.
Oh, I mean, it's right there, right?
Yeah.
But I've never seen that one because I haven't seen Redline. But now that I know Ghibli Joe has talked about it, then, I think I'm gonna watch Redline with you after all, dude. But let's check out a little bit of the animation. Oh, now I am the wearer of the headphones. I see how it is.
Because you have to hear the music.
I see.
From the director of Animatrix World Record and the studio that brought you Summer Wars, Ninja Scroll, and Paprika, comes one of the most exciting and visually inventive films in years, Red.Line!
Wow, okay.
I really like also it because I think it was one of the last original films that were released.
In Madhouse?
In general.
I mean, I don't think in general. I'm sure, like Premiere. Think about Premiere. Premiere is 100% original.
But it's like one of the last. It's like Mario Kart.
It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, you really like Cyberpunk, right?
Yeah.
You also really like this party music, right? So I can tell now why you really vibe with this. It's like basically one of your aesthetics, isn't it?
Takuya Kimura, Yu Aoi, Tadanobu Asano. Red.Line!
That's so, yeah. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Yeah, you sold me, dude. I'll watch this one.
It's very hype music and shit.
Yeah. It's like that toot. So nice soundtrack,
Very
I bet.
catchy.
Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, you sold me. You sold me. Good.
I don't know. It's like said that movie didn't get that much attention for what it is. Like, also I feel like many people don't watch it because a lot of people don't care about racing. Me neither. But I don't know. This movie is something else. It's something.
No,
I
feel like
special.
I feel like it's not the topic.
No, I feel like because you say, oh, it's a racing movie, and people yell instantly. It's like, I don't care.
Well, Fast and Furious, everybody loves those.
Yeah, because it's not about the racing. It's about like the story, like this crazy going on. What's going on? You know?
Is it? I always
feel
thought
like
that it was about the
No,
really
no.
nice cars.
No, it's more about like the crazy race, or like the craziness that is happening. gonna be the next extreme thing that's gonna happen. And I feel like this movie has that as well. Like there's a lot of shit happening that I mean it builds around the race about the whole thing, but it's more than that.
But like if you think about it, Fast and Furious was popular from movie one, and people didn't know what it was.
Because people like cars.
But people.
But it's like first it's like this. I feel like boomers thing to like car races.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And
but boomers don't like animation because anime is for kids.
But wait, and like Fast and Furious had this like those super nice sport cars, right? Because like this normal Formula 1, I don't know how it's called in English, Formula 1, like
Formula 1.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck? It's I don't know. I think it's boring, but you're right. And Fast and Furious was like street racing, so people are like, oh, that's cool shit, and so it got more popular. I feel like through that. And I think Red.Line has, I don't know, difficulties to present itself just by the topic.
Well, I don't think, personally, from what I know from movies that were really good that flopped, like Atlantis and Treasure Planet, those are Disney, but still they flopped.
Yeah,
even
but
though
it's really interesting though.
Yeah, so does this one. So does this one.
But if I tell people about Red.Line, what's that? It's like this racing anime movie, and people are like, "But I don't care."
Yeah, but like
it's space racing, and then.
But like if you tell somebody, oh, it's an Atlantis movie, it's about Atlantis, or oh, it's a movie about spaceships and like pirate ships in space. Like, some people think that's retarded.
Yeah, exactly, and they don't want to watch it.
Yeah, and they flopped. But like, I don't think it was the subject. Like, there are a lot of people that really, really like those things. Or like you love Subnautica, you love the ocean, dude. Like, you have a love-hate relationship with the ocean. Like, you're fucking scared shitless of the ocean, but as long as you're sitting in a chair and you're experiencing that way, you love it.
Dude, I tried Subnautica once in VR. Never again, dude. I was not able to leave the safe zone, the starting zone.
Oh
my! Was so scary.
Yeah. So, like, people like ocean stuff. They like pirates and they like space stuff. So space pirates, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. But they blew up, and the reason why, for example, at least Treasure Planet didn't blow up because it was because of advertisement.
Exactly, that's with Red.Line exactly the same.
And
they
it was
had the money because it went all into the production.
Exactly.
They didn't have the money because they also didn't know if the movie is going to be cancelled because it already took so much money.
Yeah.
They were like, no, yes, no.
Yeah. So it was all about the advertising. I'm putting all of my money that this movie did badly because they weren't able to advertise it well, which is like very, very sad. But anyways, good movie. If anybody wants to watch Red.Line, please do. I mean, I'm convinced, and I don't give a damn about cars. So if I was convinced, then so can you be. All right, my turn again. What do we have here? Let's talk about. We touched on it. You touched on the topic, but we didn't talk about it. Let's talk about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, dudes. Sorry about the loud thing. Let's talk about JoJo, dude. I mean, we already talked about...
JoJo is also on my list.
But
I haven't written too much down.
Well, I guess we're gonna talk about JoJo right now. So, you start. What do you like about JoJo?
I like the concept. It's like, I don't know, I feel like it has something to Fate. I don't know. I like the idea of having like a person with like a special ability, and
but like, what makes JoJo different from somebody that has a superpower, like Superman, Batman? No, Batman has no powers. His superpower is money. I don't know, Wonder Woman. Who else has superpowers? Black Panther, Thor. like Spider-Man. Like, what is JoJo? Like, how does JoJo stand out, even if it's like
Because
superpower?
the superpower is like a stand, right? It's like, I don't know. It's like a fate. You have like this servant, this spirit thingamajig of you, and also it can evolve. I don't know. It's the whole package in general. I feel like it's really nice. Like the art style, the storytelling, and how ridiculous it is. Yeah, like
Yeah. I mean, how ridiculous. I mean, it is called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right?
Yeah, but like even though the abilities and the characters are often ridiculous and don't take themselves too serious. I mean, some do, some not. I really like how accurate like the world is and that the whole thing plays, right? Like, for example, if you would go to what's that, season 4? Italy.
No, that's season 5, dude.
Crusaders. Yeah. Okay.
It's like, how could you not know, dude, that it was season 5?
Season 5. For example, if you would the scene with the Colosseum at the end. Like if you would go to Italy to the Colosseum, you would see the same scenery. Like you could take a frame, a screenshot from the anime, and hold it in real life, and it would match up basically. And I don't know, like Araki did like a really good job, like documenting.
That's because that's because he traveled to those places.
Yeah.
He traveled to Italy a lot,
Exactly.
right?
No, basically to all of those places.
Yeah,
where the character
every
travels.
exactly.
And
And
so he were able to capture like I feel like the spirit or like how this country is, right? Like the impression of the country, how you would experience if you would travel to that country, basically.
yeah, it's like I love how like Araki just named all of his characters after food. Like Italian, like in Italian, like naranja, risotto, pesce. I don't know what bucciarati means. I think
it's some sort of bread, right?
maybe I don't know,
No,
dude.
bucciarati. I think it's
Yeah, but I mean, I think not all of the characters are named after bread. Like Trish, I mean, food. Like Trish is not named after food, but like, and Diavolo is not named after food, right? Yeah. Bucceira?
like I think it's some sort of
Sausage boy?
no. Yeah, is it?
Is it?
No, wait. Let's see. I think it's some sort of bread or something like that.
No, but anyway, like all of the characters, like like I like that Araki. Yeah.
It's like a cookie.
Ah, okay. Yeah, and he kind of, and it looks like him. Put the image there, dude. Put the image there, dude.
It kind of looks like bucciarati, dude.
Yeah, it does look like bucciarati. I mean, come on. It looks exactly like bucciarati, dude. It's a fucking white cookie
a bit
boy.
more colorful than bucciarati. But
Yeah, it's like gay bucciarati. It has like rainbow sprinkles, dude. It's like I love it. But anyways, like I like that Araki is all like, fuck this, I'm just gonna use fucking Italian food to name my characters. And I love that the most big titty goth boyfriend character is named Risotto, dude. It's like fucking Risotto. It's very cool, dude. That's not the only cool thing about JoJo. I feel like JoJo is one of the few stories that I've ever read that is like, how do I explain it? But to me, JoJo is like, it's an anime that even though it doesn't make sense at times, even though it has plot hole at times, even though it has its issues and like narrative wise and plot holes and all that shit, even though it has all of that, you don't fucking care because it's so fun. JoJo is so damn fun that it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. So that's why it's one of my favorite shows. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Like Araki, it doesn't matter. Like first, he started with Hamon, right, which is breathing, right? And that was kind of lame. Hamon, I always thought was kind of lame. I don't even remember how Hamon works anymore. Do you remember how Hamon works? You go, and then
No,
you get
I think it was like some sort of like Zen energy that you would concentrate of a point of your on an area of your body, for example.
Sand energy?
No, Zen.
Zen. Oh, okay, like Zen.
For example, the scene with Zeppelini, or what his name was?
Zeppelin.
Where he showed like the scene where he punched the frog, right? He focused his energy on his fist and onto the stone, not on the frog, onto the stone. So the energy traveled through the frog into the stone and broke the stone, right? So some sort like that. I don't know, but yeah.
Oh, and I also love like everything that Araki does, dude. Like you can tell that he's just a gigantic fanboy. He's like a man child in that sense. It's like, oh, I like this thing. I'm gonna name my characters after it. I don't give a shit. Like a lot of the stands and a lot of the characters are named after bands like Zeppelin, right? You have Caesar, you have AC/DC, you have Speedwagon, Killer Queen, yeah, which is like Queen reference, like all of these fucking things, dude, and I just think that's just so cool. And even the characters that are not like named after bands or anything, it's like two villains from Judges are Dio. Everybody knows Dio. Dio just means God in I was gonna say German, retarded. In Latin, I think it means God, and Diavolo means just devil somewhere, right? So like all of this shit, dude. Like and Kira means killer, like literally. So like these things are just so like basic or just like, oh, it's a reference. Everything is a JoJo reference, dude. And like the poses, the JoJo poses, they're just so much fun, dude. Like
so
everything.
Unique, right?
Yeah, they're unique. Yeah, like to give people poses based off of like really weird model poses. Like I love how he both praises and makes fun of things at the same time. It's like, because like we're all like, oh, the freaking poses are so stupid, like model poses are so stupid, but you put it in JoJo and all of a sudden it's cool. Like Araki is just a fucking genius. I don't know how he does it. I do not understand how that man does what he does, because like he can make things that are so stupid or childish feel just cool, you know? And they're all bizarre. It's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So everything about the show can be super crazy bizarre, but it's just fun. It's unfiltered fun.
Also, what I like to say is for most or for many anime, like the anime is often counterproductive to the manga, right? Like often the anime is not like praised in a sense of like if you read the manga and watch the anime, the anime is often like, I don't know, it doesn't
second tier.
It doesn't fulfill like the same storytelling or the same greatness, I'd say, from the story, right? So, and in JoJo's case, it's like it adds to the story. It gives the manga so much. It gives the whole franchise so much more, and that's like really nice that that's the case with JoJo. That everything that Araki made kept adding and adding and adding and making the whole franchise better.
Yeah, like he just keeps growing and growing, and I just think that's amazing. Like with such simple things, right? You read Araki's book, right? Can we
Yeah.
talk about that a little bit? Like Araki actually wrote a book that's like a little bit like informational self-help book called what's it called? The art of writing manga, how to write manga.
Manga in theory and praxis.
Yes, there we go. Manga in theory and practice. And you read that, and like talk a little bit about that.
Well, in this book he talks about um, uh, his take on how he makes a story, manga, and he talks about it that obviously like telling about the stuff about how his workflow stuff like that is like a big disadvantage for him in the industry because people will use that, right, and maybe grow on it, and that's what he wanted, right? He wants to give back. He wrote that book for aspiring mangakas and
Or comic book artists.
yeah. And he said like obviously not everybody who will read the book will be successful, right? But he said if only one person that read that book is successful because of the book, it was worth writing that book and giving like his know-how away. Yeah, so it was I don't know, he talked about how he creates characters, how he approaches that, how he does his world building, how he starts on that, how research is very important, references, all that stuff. It's like you need it to create a world that is believable, I would say. He explains how characters work and how certain characters, like the advantages, for example, if you have like an antagonist that is really good written, and people will love him even though he is evil and does evil things, right? People be like, oh fuck yeah, for like Dio in that case, for example, right?
Yeah.
It's like
or Kira,
yeah,
right?
he's like a horrible it's like horrible characters, horrible persons, right? But people love them, and he explains like if you manage to write this kind of characters, like for protagonist and antagonist, the rest of the story is like a piece of cake because it spins around those two, and that's like the hardest basically to achieve in the story. And he also explains like about his career, like he talks about his career, what he started with, how the industry in Japan works, like that, for example, the first couple of pages, especially the first page of a manga, is like the deal breaker, like it has to capture the attention of the reader, and like in that case of the editor to get it into the what's the name,
to get published,
yeah, to get it published basically. And it's like it's really tough like to hit like a place as in an agency like that publishes or publishers, right? And like he wrote about his struggles with it and how he tried to find like niches that, like doing a lot of research. For example, one of his first stories where I don't know the name, but it was like a western comic manga, because I mean he achieved that that place in the publisher because the topic of western wasn't represented. Like I think there was like one other one one other manga that was talking something about Western, and that's why he went with a Western themed one, because everybody else was talking about what's
Japanese stuff.
What's in the mainstream, right? What's popular, so I'm gonna do something popular. He thought to himself like, okay, I'm gonna do something special, something maybe nobody has heard of, like, and that's like something interesting, right? Like, if I don't know, you see something on YouTube that is like not common, not usual, something new, you would be interested to watch it, right?
Yeah.
So, and that was like his take, and he like explains how to use day-by-day situations, how you can use those in your story as plot, how you can rewrite, like, for example, he talked about he heard a story of like hunters being mad about there being like fined or something because they shot some pigs in the or boars in the woods, right? Because they shot them in a area where it's forbidden, and he heard that conversation and was like, oh wait, what if I make a manga out of it? You make like a one-shot story with his what's the name of that character? I forgot the mangaka character from JoJo.
Which, the mangaka character?
Yeah.
Him. Yeah, from part 4. I don't remember, but it's basically Araki self-inserted.
Like he made a one-shot story with him. For example, talking about this mysterious mountain forest where you have to have like some sort. You have to pass a test to be able to enter there and to do shit there, right? So he gets inspired by a lot of things, and it's very impressive to see like inspiration in all kinds of things.
Basically, we can agree that Araki is a god, and we have evidence of that because the man does not fucking age. He looks like he's fucking 20, even though he's fucking 60. What's the last time? You know what Araki looks like, dude. Like, he looks max 30. Max, he looks 30 years old, dude, and he is 60. How is this man 60? This man is a vampire, okay? He's a god and a vampire, and how the fuck is he not fucking, like, Jesus Christ? How is he not? How, dude? I don't understand. He looks so young. It's crazy. It's crazy how young he looks. Yeah, I guess that picture he looks a little bit older. Yeah, like he looks a little bit older. But like put the one with like 12 in it there. Like put the other that one. Look at that. I don't think that was that long ago. I doubt it. I mean, that's always the picture that everybody uses is that one. And he looks so fucking young in that. My God. Dude, he's not a snack, dude. He's a whole meal, dude. Great man, an artist. He's great, amazing. But let's move on. I want to talk myself a bit. So I want to talk about if you want to take a break to go to the bathroom or anything like that, I can like. Is that okay? Yeah, okay, so Proxon is going to take a little break in the bathroom, and while we are here, I'm going to talk about 2 anime series that he has, a couple of anime series that he has not seen, but that so that he can't really contribute much, but I really want to talk about them. So, I have, Tatami Galaxy here is one of the anime that I want to talk about. And I want to talk about Tatami Galaxy. If you've ever seen Tatami Galaxy, so Proxon is the tech guy here. So before you go, can you put like Tatami Galaxy, like, you can put that image there. So I'll talk about that one. Yes, thank you very. There we go. There, yeah. So Tatami Galaxy is an anime that is very rare because it's in the sense that it takes place in college. Most anime are all about that high school life. It's all about that living your best life in high school because the only time that you're free, that you're like stress free, like obviously you're stressed out because life, but like at least in Japan, the Japanese consider high school a dream because it's a part of your life that you can be yourself. It's a lot more relaxed part of your life compared to college and then work because when you're a college student, studying college in Japan is extremely hard. Not to mention the fact that some college students also work. And after that, you have to work and then you have to live life, right? Like you have to live your life. You have to work a lot, work very hard, and do all that difficult adult stuff. So this anime has an extremely beautiful art style. It's very unique. As you can see, the character in the image, it looks like for those watching stream, it looks like a porcelain doll. The skin is very bright, and the art style is very unique and simplistic, but it's very different. It's very stylized. It's very unique overall. And it's beautiful. So the story is about a young man who I believe has no name actually, which I think is also interesting. I always love stories that the main protagonists have no name because it even makes it easier for you to self-insert. And so the protagonist has no name, and sorry, I got lost a bit there. He's a college student, right? Who has started his beautiful college, rose-colored college life, and he's completely new and he doesn't know what to do. He wants to pick an activity, an after-school activity to spend his time, so he lives his best college life. Sorry, I kept saying high school, but he lives his best college life. And while he is in college, whatever activity that he does, he meets this girl who he really, really, really likes, but he has a very hard time admitting his feelings towards her. Like it's even very subtle. It's not like the typical high school anime where it's like, oh my god, I love her, but I can't tell her. It's like he never really says it out loud too much, that he is in love with her. You just kind of know, right? You can tell. And it's 11 episodes or 13, I'm not sure. And Tatami Galaxy is every episode starts the same. Like he's starting college at his normal life, rose-colored college life, and he's going to pick an activity to do after school. And for 2 years, he does college for 2 years doing that after-school activity. And somehow the girl is always involved, and we have many reoccurring characters, and he has this best friend who looks like a snake face, and basically the main character keeps making the same mistakes over and over and over again. Because at the end of every episode, something happens, and he's like, oh no, like this is such a hassle. And like it can be anything can happen at the end. Like it's not something super dramatic, it just kind of ends, and the clock resets, and by the next episode we're back at, oh, this is my rose-colored college life, I gotta pick something to do after school. So every single time is a different story with different characters, different focus characters anyway, but the characters are reoccurring. And yeah, it's very interesting, and the reason why that he keeps repeating his life over and over and over again is because he does not admit his feelings for the girl. So he's in his this Groundhog Day kind of loop where he keeps reliving his life over and over and over and over again. He doesn't know, he doesn't remember right? He just keeps reliving it. But something happens where he eventually figures out that he has been living this college life for 2 years forever. And I won't spoil it because it's a really, really interesting way that they show it. It's like last 3 episodes or 2 episodes. And I will say that it has to do with the title, and that's all I'm going to say. But it's such a beautiful anime. The soundtrack is absolutely gorgeous. The anime films and anime series that this director makes in general are all beautiful. Like, they don't all have this style, but there is another movie with different characters. Well, it's a movie, not another movie. But there's a movie with different characters but same style, also directed by this director, called Life is Short, Walk On Girl. And Proxen has actually watched this one with me, but he is not the biggest fan of this art style because of personal reasons that don't matter too much, but he's also not a fan of it. But I personally am a huge fan of this art because I think it's just so unique. It's an art style that you don't see anywhere on any other anime ever. Just these two, and I just think it's just so beautiful. It's like such a beautiful art style. The story, even though it has that Groundhog Day element to it, it's not something like The Endless Eight of Hayami Suzumiya. It's not boring or stressful. It's actually nice because it is a different story every single day, even though it's Groundhog Day. And I really couldn't recommend it enough. Let me just... Nope. There we go. I want to talk about also... I really want to talk about Clannad and Clannad After Story. So Clannad is, to me, it's my favorite anime of all time, but it's one that Proxon has not watched. And Clannad is about... It's a romance story created by Key Studios, which is a studio that makes a lot of visual novel games who have been transformed into anime. Some of other known titles by Key Studios are Air, Canon, Ghostbusters. No, wait, not Ghostbusters. Little Busters and more. And they're known for their very emotionally packed visual novels with various beautiful girls with different personalities. But obviously, the main character only ends up with one of them. And not always, not all of their stories about that. Like, Little Busters was not a harem at all. But it did have a lot of female characters, which all had tragic backgrounds. And that's a main theme of the Key stories. All very different stories, but they have that one thing in common. But Clannad is my favorite. And to me, it's a very precious anime series to me. Because Clannad made me more emotional than anything that I've ever seen in my life. Clannad made me cry 3 times. And not once, not twice, 3 times I cried watching Clannad. And I've only seen it once. And Clannad, I cried, it's 50 episodes total. There's Clannad and Clannad After Story. I cried once in normal Clannad and then twice in Clannad After Story. I would have cried 4 times, but there was this one part where I just wouldn't let myself cry because I was so angry. I won't get into too much detail. So, Clannad, it's so difficult to describe without being too prepared, but it's very pure. The characters are all very pure and kind, and they have so much heart, and it's tragically beautiful. All of Key Studios' visual novels are tragically beautiful. All the characters, all the background characters, and the music. Oh my god, the music, the soundtrack for Clannad. It's absolutely gorgeous. Tatami Galaxy also has a beautiful soundtrack. I forgot to talk about that, but Planet is just such a beautiful soundtrack that it just makes me sad or want to cry just listening to that soundtrack. And it's really beautiful, and I don't know how else to describe it. It's just one of the greatest things that God has ever put on this earth. So I swear to God. And I could not recommend it enough. I hope that anyone listening out there would give Planet a chance because it's just that gorgeous. And speaking of gorgeous, my gorgeous co-host has come back. Welcome back, dude. What
Thanks.
are you? What are you eating, dude? Are you eating something without me?
I'm hungry.
Are you? I see how it is. So I talked about Tatami Galaxy, which is the same art style as the movie that we watched, Life is Short, Walk on Girl. Do you remember that one?
No.
You have the worst memory. And Clannad, which you haven't seen. So, do you have another movie for us or anime that you would like to talk about? Or is your list complete?
I mean, not really, in a sense of, for example, I haven't seen Mob Psycho,
Oh, right.
but I love, like, I think it's the final battle scene.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it, I think in Japan by accident.
Uh-huh. Yeah, everybody says that scene is like gorgeous, is like eye candy.
I mean,
Everybody
it's like-
praises it.
It's like really rough drawn. It's like shitty. It's like really sketchy.
It's like the first fight that we see in One Punch Man as well, right? The fight that he has in his dreams is also has like that sketchy feel to it.
No, but this one is like super sketchy. I feel like.
Okay.
But it's like the jumps, like the cuts in this animation, this battle scene, the transition, and it's like crazy jumping around, like from one character to the next character, from crazy perspectives, and it's like it just flows, and it's like a really long battle scene, and it keeps giving, and you're like, okay, when it's over, like you're like, oh shit, there's more and there's more and there's more. It's like really nice, and yeah, that's why I put it on the list. But I haven't seen Mob Psycho. I only have seen the battle scene, which I really like.
Yeah.
And I mean, besides that, I have Ghibli.
Oh yes, I have
Like the
Ghibli here as well.
movies. Art-wise, I mean, it's a unique style. It's really nice animated because it doesn't have the 3D shit. It's also frame-by-frame animation, everything. Or is it? I think it is.
Yeah, I
Mostly,
think it is.
right?
Yeah, mostly.
And like, it's really nice. Like the attention to detail, stuff like that, the colors. It's really nice. But what's most important is like the story the movies tell, right?
Yeah, I actually I have here as my number one. I talk about Planet being my favorite anime, right? But that's anime series because my favorite anime ever thing in the universe, my favorite thing in the galaxy is Spirited Away, which is like a Ghibli movie. And Spirited Away to me is I get emotional just talking about it. But Spirited Away is the best way that I would describe Spirited Away is it's so good that I'm jealous of it. Like, Spirited Away is so good that I'm completely and utterly jealous of it. Like, I love it so much. I love it from the bottom of my heart. And I've up until the point like that I've seen Spirited Away, I've never seen something so creative in my life. Nothing ever felt as more creative as Spirited Away felt to me. At least at that time, it felt that way, and it still felt that way to me today. And I felt like the first time that I watched Spirited Away, I felt that I was so amazed by how perfect it is. And every sense of the way. To me, Spirited Away is flawless. There's nothing bad about it. There's nothing flawed. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. And if anybody says otherwise, then I'm like, no, I'm just gonna shut you there, and I'm like, shut up. No, there's nothing wrong with that movie. It's perfect. And like, I honestly have never even heard anyone try to say anything bad about it.
No.
Have you ever? No, there's nothing. It's perfect. Okay, it's perfect. It's exactly. It's a fucking masterpiece. And anyone who says otherwise, I'm going to throw you out the window. Shut the fuck up. Okay, it's perfect. And I just love it so much. I love it so much that words cannot describe it. To me, Spirited Away felt like something that was out of this world. That's how perfect it felt to me. It was something that, unlike I've ever seen before, and I will never see something like that ever again. That's how I feel. Like, it's just immaculate.
Yeah, it's a classic. Like, I don't know, new movie comes out from Ghibli, it's a classic immediately.
Unfortunately, that studio has shut down, right?
Yeah, but like back in the day, something came out instant classic.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen the movie from their new studio that was created by people that worked at Ghibli, but not Hayao Miyazaki? I think the name of the studio is called Poco. I don't remember the name of the studio. But it's a studio that made a movie called May and the Witch's Flower. Have you seen it? So that was the first movie that came out from the new, they call it the new Ghibli, right? It looks exactly like a Ghibli movie. It feels like a Ghibli movie. But it just doesn't have the magic, you know? And funny enough, like, the movie's about magic. It's a fucking witch movie, right? But it's missing something. It's like, I don't know, I did not like it. It didn't feel right to me. Now, I'm not saying that every Ghibli movie is a masterpiece, right? But it was definitely missing that ingredient that made a Ghibli
I feel
movie.
like in the Ghibli movies, like, it doesn't have to be a masterpiece, but it's like so unique and so special every time.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like we can conclude this episode here. Like, I had a few other anime that I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about Paprika and Fully Cooley real quick. Do you have any thoughts on those? Do you remember Fully Cooley?
Yeah, I remember both. Super crazy anime.
Both of them.
Yeah, shit going on. I don't know what's happening. And I don't know. Like, I didn't like it too much, but I respect.
What about Paprika? I thought you said you liked. No, Paprika you liked, no? Paprika? You said you liked Paprika.
No, I'm saying that I really respect what it is, and I like it for what it is. Like the movie, right? But it wasn't my like.
You were like.
No, like I wouldn't watch it again,
I
or
see.
like be like big fan or something like that. Like I liked it, but I think Paprika I liked more than Fully Cooley. But it's not quite mine.
Right. I'm a big fan of, I'll just be quick about it. I'm a big fan of Satoshi Kon. So I watch all of his movies, and Paprika is my second favorite movie. My favorite movie of Satoshi Kon is Tokyo Godfathers, which is my Christmas tradition. I watch it every year. I would watch it if I highly recommend all of Satoshi Kon movies. So really, give it a go. I also want to talk about really quickly about this last anime, which is Serial Experiments Lane. This is going to be I think we can be conclusive with Spirited Away, right? But this is the epilogue. I want to talk about Serial Experiments Lane because Serial Experiments Lane is what inspired the name of the podcast. That's why it's called the Lane Podcast, because the aesthetic of the podcast is inspired, and the themes of the podcast is inspired on Serial Experiments Lane. So for those who don't know what Serial Experiments Lane is Serial Experiments Lane is about a girl who named Lane, right? And she doesn't know anything about computers, but her father once gives her a computer for the first time. And she becomes from noob to a master in like a day or a couple of days. And she becomes so good and in touch with her computer that she starts to become part of the computer, in the sense of she starts to become part of the viral internet world. Like, she starts becoming an online sensation. Everybody knows who Lame is. And it's a very artsy anime. It has a lot of like psychedelic kind of, well, not psychedelic, but like has a lot of like psychological themes and a lot of artsy themes, and you don't know what's real or fake sometimes. It's very, very artsy, very, very artsy show, so it takes a little bit of patience for you to check out. But the theme of the show is how the internet connects us all, and how the internet shows what our true natures always are, whether that is beautiful or painful or evil or cruel. It always shows our true natures. We are always our true selves deep down on the internet, and how that connection can be our savior and our downfall at the same time. And that's why I decided to name this podcast the L.A.I.N Podcast. It's all about understanding each other. The main song is like the first lyric of the theme song of the show is "You don't seem to understand," and there are so many things that makes us individuals, right? Just like Lane was, and in this infinite world that is the internet, and all of our unique knowledge connects us, and all of that art, all of that knowledge, I think it's all beautiful in a way. That's why it's called the L.A.I.N Podcast. But yeah, that is going to be it for today. Thank you all so much for watching.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you for listening. We really appreciate it. We hope to see you again next week with episode 3. But until then, I hope you all have a lovely day or a lovely evening. And we'll see you again next week, next Friday, same time. I've been your hostess, Adara.
I've been your co-host, Proxon.
And we will see you next week. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.